Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome. On this video, we're going to be making a pub style house, meaning this is the kind of building that you would find in a battle royale style environment. So today we're going to be making it in Radiant, and in a future video I'm going to show you guys how to export this into Maya and put it into any kind of game environment you have, whether it's Unity, Unreal Engine, sky's the limit. It's up to you. All right, so let's do this. First things first, I'm going to have a window up here that's going to display the exact keys that I'm pressing while I'm using Radiant. That way I could breeze through the video. Nobody misses out on any little detail that I've done. And hopefully it'll work out and make the future videos a lot better. All right, so let's open up Steam. There we go. Go over to Library. Go over to Tools. Let me scroll up because I have it under Favorites. For you, it would just be under Tools. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Mod Tools. Double click on that. Let this bad boy load up. Take a zip before I lose my voice. All right, cool. All right, so open up Radiant. Now, for this video, we're not going to have to make a new map. What we're going to do is basically just open up Radiant. And we're going to start off with a blank map. All right, cool. All right, so if you don't have any of these windows open, we're just going to start off with these two windows. Now, quick tip. Just in case you're not too sure on how to use all the tools here in Radiant, you could always go over to settings, go over to key bindings, and you could just breeze through it and see what does what. It'll give you little shortcut indicators or little tips, or else you could just plainly just search for it. Type in clip in case you want to learn how to clip something. Clipper, toggle clipper, press X. And that's all going to be settings, key bindings. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, press M on the keyboard so to bring up your models window. Now the only model we're going to be dropping in is going to be basically as a reference point. We're going to need an actor, so type in FB in search. I got my buddy Castro right over here. I'm going to drop him into the map. Hold shift, press D. There we go. Now he's right in the center. He's right above the white line, right in the center of it. Right now I'm looking at a front view. If I hold control and press tab, it switches between the side, top, and I'm basically going to want him right in the center of it. All right, now I'm going to be mapping on grid 8, which is number 4. So if you want to map on the same grid that I am, press 4 on the keyboard, and it should put you right at that grid. Now, right where the white line is, that's where the floor is going to start. And then from the floor to the ceiling, it's going to be 128 high, which if you have it on grid 8, it'll show you 2 big boxes. So that's basically the floor to the ceiling. And of course, this is your character. So if you're going to make a doorway, you're not going to want to make it that high. Of course, you're going to want some space for the character to be able to run in. So it's basically 4 boxes, well, 8 altogether. And then bring it up to like a box and a half. That's the perfect height for a door frame. And if you're going to do a window, copy that and bring it up 4. And that's a good size for a window too. All right, so now that you guys get a sense of what I'm going for, let's start making this house. All right, so first I'm gonna drag out a wall. I'm gonna go 3 boxes from the white line on the left and then on the right. So it's 3 on each side, so that's 6 altogether, which is 12 boxes if you're counting the big boxes. All right, so that's a good amount for the front of a building or a house. So let's check out the other walls. All right, so I'm at a top view. I'm gonna hit the space bar, and I'm gonna make it the same distance away, which is 6 boxes. That's fine. Now I'm gonna go inward, just 1 box. for each corner. And you're gonna see why I'm gonna do that. Check out this one. Try to keep this short and sweet. All right, so basically this is the inside of the house. And of course, let me select everything. Press I on the keyboard so it'll select it all. And then press T for textures. And type in CAULK. Click on that one, cork. And that way it'll give it a transparent texture. If it doesn't have a basic texture on there, it won't be rendered. So that's the best way to start off with this. All right, so this is basically the 4 walls. Let's drag out a floor. There we go. All right, now hit spacebar, copy that up to the top. Let me just move it over. There we go. Now you can see it's covering 3 boxes. Hit the spacebar. Now that one's covering 3 boxes. All right, so with the front view, select that one, press E. This is the edge tool, meaning you could move that edge, move it up a box and a half up. Do it to this one, press E, move it a box and a half up. And there we go. There's the roof type. Now, there's a few ways of doing this. I already have the shape of the roof that I want, but the inside is not hollow. So let me select one of the pieces, go over to selection, CSG, hollow. And it's gonna hollow it out by the grid that you have selected. Select that one, selection, CSG, hollow. Now if I go inside, select these, delete them, and it looks perfect in the inside. All right, so that's one way of doing it. Let me show you guys a different way. Also, when you do it that way, pieces are going to be intersecting, so you should probably move them down like that. So like that, move it down. And then this piece, you can go from a side view, move it out too, and you can see the end. Now this is the quick way of doing it. This isn't normally the way that I do it, so I'm just showing you guys a few examples. Let's delete this. Also, when you hollow it out, it tends to leave little pieces on the end, so make sure you check for that. All right, so let's go from a front view. I'm gonna drag out a box of how far extended out I want it, the roof. There we go, that's perfect. All right, so from a top view, go over to patch, terrain. No, actually we'll go to curve. Let's go to simple curve patch. And I'm gonna select 5 and 5 because I want some more verts to work with. Press OK. Now if I go from front view, you can see that it's just a little curve patch, very thin. Press V on the keyboard, drag over that vert, hold Control, drag over this one, press 4 so the grid will be aligned perfectly. Hold Alt, move this down. There we go. Now grab this one, grab that one, hold Alt, move it down. There we go. All right, roof looks perfect. All right, so now let's thicken this up. Hold Control and Shift and press T. That'll bring up the thicken patch. And of course, we want to leave it on 8 with the seams on, which is going to fill up the sides. Press OK. And there you have it. And let's say if you want to give this roof a little bit more detail, go from a side view, grab some of those verts, shrink down the grid, hold Alt, move it down. Look at that. There you go. So that's giving that a little bit of detail. All right, let's focus on the inside of the house. So let me select these patches so we can see a little better. Select the inside. Press H so it'll hide it. Okay, now let's work on the inside trim. So I'm gonna work on the inside. Drag out a little strip, move it up to the top. Just right above, right before. And copy that, move it over here. I got one here. Copy one there. Trying to finish this up quick. So let's make a beam going across. There. And there. So if you go inside, now it looks like this. And let's do one over here. One there. Move that over. Copy that one. And right there. All right, cool. All right, let's make a doorway. We already have the actor. He's already hooking it up for us. Press 4 on the keyboard. You can just drag out a box. Go 4 out. 4. Right there. Remember, it's 4 up. So it's a box and a half. There we go. Now make sure that's inside the wall. Go to Selection. CSG. Hollow. Oops. Actually, no. Not hollow. We want Selection CSG. Subtract. There we go. All right. Now let's move this over. This is where I want the window. Actually, just a little bit over. Right there. Go up 4. And 1 inside each. There you go. That's perfect. So Selection, CSG, subtract, move it over to the other side. Selection, CSG, subtract. There we go. Delete the piece that I put there. There we go. So now we got the doorway and the windows. All right, so let's fix up the doorway. Shrink down the grid. Right now I'm on grid 4, number 3. So let me drag out some trim. Move that out. Just one box. So you can see it bulk out a little bit. There we go. Now let's put some trim on the inside. Okay, cool. All right, so that's the doorway. Now let's do the same thing for the windows. Now we don't need to see all of this, so let's just select the layout of the window. Press I, so it'll deselect what you have selected, and it'll deselect everything else. All right, and same thing. There we go. Okay, cool. Go there. Right there. Just gonna make a basic window. Let me bulk this part out because that's the bottom base. That way you'll see it on both sides, like that. All right, and let's drag out a box. Now let's say if I copy this one and bring it down, it's exactly the right size. So if you map by the grid, things like that will work out. So select that one, Selection, CSG, hollow. That would just make it quicker. Select the inner piece, delete it because there's 2 of them. Select the other one, bring it in one box so it doesn't overlap. And bring it towards the center, like that. There we go. And select these side pieces because those are intersecting. And there you have it. So select the outer sides, make sure it's not too big. That shit is huge. Yeah, let's make it smaller, like that. select this piece and shrink that down even more. Yeah, perfect. All right, so now we can select this. Sorry about all the noise. I'm in New York, so shit happens. And there we go. Now let me move it out one. Actually, let me select this one too. There we go. Shrink down the grid. Perfect. That way, if I have it that any of the windows open, or at least the bottom one, it won't intersect with the other. That's why I move it over. And the window's pretty much done. So let's deselect it. Drag out a box over the window. So I could select all of this in one shot. Right click it, go to select, inside, bow. All right, so hold shift, press H so to bring back everything else. Press 4 on the grid so to bring it up. It needs the grid a little bit higher so we can move things with ease. And there we have it. So copy that, put it there, and the windows are done. All right, so let's copy this window and put it over here. There we go. And let's do it over here. And Shift H, well, Shift D. There we go. And this one. Now, all you have to do is just make the holes for this, for the windows. Press X. Cut that. There we go. Cut it on both sides. Select them both. Bring it up. Press space bar. Bring it down. Bow. Perfect. Look at that. All right, cool. All right, this looks a little too basic, so let's fix up the outside. So I'm gonna. This is where I want some pillars to be. Make sure there's the right height. Right there. That way they bulk out just a little bit. Remember, I left the ends empty, so that's what I'm filling in. That's the box, but I'm going out one, like that. Copy that. I mean, you could really get detailed, but trying to make it semi-quick. You know, basic, but not too basic. Now let's I feel like I want an opening up here. All right, so press 4, use the cut tool, let's cut that, and let's go 4 boxes down, bow. So deselect it, move this over. There we go. All right, now, as you can see, there's 4, 4, 4, and 4. So I'm gonna drag out a box right here. It's covering up that hole. You know, with being in the front view, I'm gonna go over to patch, primitives, and bevel. There we go. Now it made that one little strip there. Now let's say we want to fill this in. So what we want to do is Control and Shift. Oh no, actually Shift and press C. That'll bring up the cap tool. Now we want this part to be filled in. So you want the one that has the shaded with the blue on the outside. Inverted bevel. Select that, press OK. Bow, there you go. Now filled it in for us. Now let's copy it, rotate it, press R. Move it into position. There you go, make sure it's in the right spot. Copy that again, rotate it, escape, move it into position. And same thing with the top. And in position, there you go. All right, now you see how the textures aren't lining up. Select them, Control and Shift, left click, click that, there you go. Select those. The texture doesn't align, then press S on the keyboard. It'll bring up the surface inspector and hit light map, and it should be good to go. If you want these a little bit more rounded, just select those three pieces, hold shift and close bracket, and it'll round them out a little bit more. If you want it more jagged, hit close, open bracket, open, close. There you go. All right, let's leave it like that. There you go. All right, cool. So it's looking good so far. All right, let's copy this to the other side. Let's delete that. Select all of these pieces. You can weld them together just by selecting two pieces and pressing W. But I'm trying to speed it up, so we're not going to do any of that. There we go. Okay. Press 4 and copy that to the other side. Now we have it on that side. All right, so the windows are done. The door frame is done. Let's put some beams on the outer side, and we gave the roof a little bit of detail. You could also select this patch, the space bar, put it back in the same spot, and then add a decal or a blend. That way it'll give the roof a little bit more of a blend or a detail to it. But we're gonna delete that because I don't need a second piece on there. Right? Fine with the first. And let's put some beams. All right, so yeah, 2 boxes is fine. It's a good distance. Just go 1. Make sure it's on the outside of the house. Shrink down the grid. Right there. Press 4, space bar. And copy it over. And do it right over here too. Just 2 boxes away from the window. There you go. All right, now let's line this up. Press E. Whoops. Control Z. Shrink down the grid. If it starts going all wacky on you, then Control Z to put it back the way it was. There it is right here. Press E. Oh. Shrink down the grid a little bit more. That's why it's doing that. There you go. Now it won't. Press E. There you go. Just move it up to the part right where the roof starts. There you go. Grab that one. Move it down. There we go. All right, cool. And then we could put one here. Make sure it's the same size as this one. There you go. And if you set it up right, it should align perfectly. All right, cool. All right, let's copy this one. Like little things like this make a big difference. There you go. All right, now let's put it on the other side. There we go. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, I'm good with this. All right, so if anything, I think that's it. It's the end of the video. So let's select this guy, get rid of him. And let's go to File. Well, actually, press I to select everything. Go over to File, go to Save Selected, and put it wherever you want. I'm going to call this Test House. And save. And there you have it. That's how you make a pub style house. Of course, you can texture this to whatever you like. In a later video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to export this from Radiant and put it into Maya and add a lot more detail. Also do some cleanup and also set the UVs and textures. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.